And I don't know how much you knew about Chris Kreider before you got here, but what have you seen from him that you just look at and say, with the year and the chemistry that he's meant to this team?
I mean, he's just brought a lot of energy to the team. Obviously the goal scoring is one thing, but I think he just plays hard every shift. He plays the body. He's hard in front of the net. He gets to the dirty places. He's one of those guys that leads by example. You can tell why he's been here for so long.
What have you seen from the locker room dynamic just since all the new guys came in?
It's been great. They've fit in really well. I think it's probably a question for them, but I don't think they. I think when you get traded, it sometimes takes a little while to adjust, and sometimes that translates onto the ice. But they've been unbelievable for us. Obviously, if you look what they've done since they've been here, I think that's just the way they've been gelling with the team.
What have you learned about Tyler since lining up next to him?
I've played with him or played against him a little bit. He's not a very big guy, but he likes to get dirty. He likes to play the body, and if you look at last game, physical on the forecheck, really hard. Complements my style really well.
In terms of 5-on-5 play, how would you evaluate the team in the last couple of games, and have you noticed, a boost from the newcomers?
Sorry, what did you say the last?
A boost from the newcomers, from the new guys.
Yeah, those guys, they seem to be finding the right spots, getting open for shots. Frankie's got one hell of a release. Didn't know that about him. Copper's obviously same thing. He's got a good release, and he finds those quiet areas really well. 5-on-5, I think we're not giving up as many shots as we were. We were struggling with that a little bit, and we're also putting a lot more on the net. I think we're not passing up as many. That was also a little bit of a problem. I think try to make one or two extra passes, make the pretty play that were getting broken up when he probably could have just taken a shot. And I think up and down the lineup, guys are more willing to shoot and go for that dirty goal rather than the pretty one.
Is it easy or difficult for you to be the same personality if you're not dressing for a game?
8 years ago, yeah. No, not anymore. I've been through it. I've been through it throughout my career. I think when you're an older guy and you're not in the lineup, you got to make sure that you're bringing the same energy. You don't want to be around the guys and kind of bring any negative energy to the locker room. I'm getting older, and with all the guys we got here, there's probably going to be some games I'm not going to play. Am I happy about it? No, you never want to sit, but you can't be a distraction in the locker room. You got to be the same guy. You got to make sure you're bringing the same energy. I still go to the rink and release the boys before the games, and do my pregame routine with them. So
if you see something, would you be as prone to point it out if you're not dressing as if you are?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that's just kind of accepted through the team dynamic that whatever a person has to offer, they have to offer whether they're dressing or not.
Yeah, if you're a leader in the room, then you got to be a leader in the room, whether you're on the ice or not. I think just because you're not playing, I don't think guys are not going to listen to you. I think they know what you've brought throughout the season and who you are, and I think I've been around long enough that whether I'm in or not, guys are still going to listen. So you can't change. I think especially going into the playoffs, there's going to be different lineups. Guys are going to get hurt. You got to stay positive throughout that because I think the energy that you bring and the energy that you have on days where you're not playing is going to translate. It's hard to be negative for a week and all of a sudden you're thrown into the lineup and it's I'm happy now. It's tough to flip that switch. And I've learned that a couple times in my career.
What about? I'm sorry. I was just going to say, how do guys find their way into the pregame line? No, seriously, because they have their own thing when they're, I'm sure Cop did his thing in Winnipeg and Mott in Vancouver, and now they come. So how does it work that guys, do they look to see where they're
Yeah, I think usually especially mid-season, I think it's kind of like, where can I go? There's some guys that don't really care where they walk out. Obviously, we have couple of the captains that they like to come out last. I've always gone on first. I asked everybody right when I got here. They said that nobody was really doing that, so I took that over. But yeah, usually when you come in halfway through the season, it's just you tell me where to go and I'll go.
When you got back in the other night, like you're not in, you missed 2 games, you get back in. What's the feeling? Like, is it an excitement? Is it like a nervous energy? Like, do you feel pressure to do something to kind of make sure that you don't come out next time? What's it like?
No, I don't think, I think if I'm going out there nervous, I think I'm just going to come right back out of the lineup. I think, I had a good week of work. I think for me, I felt like I was getting a little out of shape, and obviously they probably saw that too. When you get older, little bumps and bruises tend to linger, and things happen. But yeah, I don't think you can go in nervous. I think you got to go in just bringing the energy and just make sure you're playing a game. Try to play physical, try to play hard in the D zone, do everything, all the little right things. But definitely nervous is not the right way to go about it.
What's your thoughts on the identity line, the Islanders tonight, and that challenge?
We got one too. I think it's going to be a fun matchup. It was a fun matchup last time we played them. These are the kind of games I love, so it's going to be fun.
So your goal. We waited this time to ask you about this goal a couple nights ago. You're trying to pass it. It comes back to you like.
Yeah.
You're just in the right place at the right time, I guess?
Yeah, basically just trying to get it to Mater, so I'm going back door. I try and put it through 2 sticks. First guy got it and put it right back on my tape. Nothing pretty about it. Nothing pretty about my game.
I was just